Welcome to the After the Show movie podcast, brought to you by your hosts, Ace Scully and Sid Talk. We're addicted to movies. Are you? Welcome, Sid Talk, to this wonderful afternoon.
Welcome.
It's always a wonderful afternoon when we watch a movie, so long as it's something we like, or maybe if it's something we don't like, it might not be great.
I don't know. That makes it interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe liking everything is boring.
Well, we take the rough with the smooth,
Correct.
as we say.
That is not the before the after the show discussion. There wasn't really much of it after the show discussion.
I'm making it before the after the show discussion.
There wasn't much to it. Just we came in here and then we watched the movie. We scrounged around for snacks.
I had
because I haven't grocery
a banana
shopped.
and a piece of cheese.
And I had the crumbs at the bottom of a bag of nacho chips with a slice of cheese melted on top. And I melted it so much that it was one big chunk. So it was delicious. It was weird. So that means I need to go to the store after this episode.
It's like the zombie apocalypse happened. And you're like, a piece of cheese.
anything.
Yeah. All right, let's get on with it. It is Saturday, September the 13th. And this is After the Show, episode 908. We're a weekly movie review podcast, and on this week's podcast, we're reviewing the movie Eddington. It's a 2025 release, out now on streaming, rated R. Its runtime is 2 hours and 28 minutes, and it's from our friends at A24. A24. I have to say it properly.
Okay.
And they sent us a copy for review. Sid Talk, can you give us the synopsis of the movie Eddington?
Oh, I don't know. Reflections of the early pandemic anxiety and how it affects this fictional town. How's that?
It's okay, but
yeah.
I like the tagline of the movie the best. And the tagline is, hindsight is 2020.
Yeah.
Which I think is exceptionally clever and probably one of the best taglines I've heard.
Cute.
Let me give you the one off the box, though.
Okay.
In May of 2020, a standoff between a small-town sheriff and the mayor sparks a powder keg as neighbor is pitted against neighbor in Eddington, New Mexico.
I mean, that doesn't make it sound like what it is at all. But hey.
I don't think you can, even when you've seen it, describing what it is quite difficult.
I think I did a good job.
All right, Eddington's the latest movie from Aster. He's become one of my favorite directors over the years. He's only had 4 movies. Midsommar, Hereditary, Beau is Afraid, and this one. What did you think, Sid Talk?
I really enjoyed it. As freaky and comfortable as it is, and it is, I just found it compelling and challenging and also, what's the word? Validating.
Yeah.
That when you think you're the only one who sees some bullshit in the world, you're never alone, right? But people like me, I'm not a protester person. I'm not a joiner. I'm not a follower. I don't do causes. I don't go out and do the thing, right? It's just I absorb it in my head and then I live my life accordingly. And then when I see that other people have had the same exact interpretations of something or like reflections upon something, and they had the motivation to make a whole movie about it or a whole song about it or write a book about it, then I'm just like, okay, got it. My mind is not over somewhere in a different universe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's how I felt watching this. Was like, yeah.
If you saw Beau is Afraid, which was Ari Aster's last one, there's no way of knowing what's going to happen next because it is so, I don't know, it's weird. You can't say what's going to happen next.
No.
In that movie. And things that happen, you're like, did that really happen? I'm not sure. Is it in his mind? Because in that movie, it was kind of, is Beau having an anxiety attack? Now, this one isn't as fantastical as that. It doesn't.
Oh, no.
It's based in the real world. But what I noticed is the real world is as mental as Beau is Afraid is.
Absolutely.
And it's all real stuff that you've all encountered.
Yep.
And you'll look at it and go, oh, yeah, I remember that.
And what we're talking about is the beginning of the pandemic.
The series of events that
2020, unraveling a shitstorm of ignorance, closed-mindedness, fear, and tapping into every lazy thinker. And yeah, I'm putting this all out there because this is exactly what I've thought the whole fucking time. And I feel like maybe Ari thinks similarly, even though I think
Clearly.
the anxiety got to him a bit more, as in he's a more of a warrior person. It sounds like warrior, you know what I mean, than me. But just this onslaught of like, what the fuck is everybody thinking?
Yeah.
Like, my God. It was insane. It was insanity. And I feel like I got that totally from this movie.
It's pulled from the headlines. It's very politicky.
Well, it's more like social references than politics. I mean, we're talking, the main points are, of course, the reality of the pandemic, wearing masks, not wearing masks. Is it really spreading? Is it a conspiracy, etc.? Like, was it a planned thing or not? Then you have layered on top of that, the Black Lives Matter, and then the unraveling there, of course, of a social idea about defunding police and white privilege. I mean, he's throwing everything that was really happening.
And still is, really.
Yeah, and then just the undertone of everyone has trauma in life. And it's like a pressure cooker in every single individual person. And then you magnify that by even a small town, and then by a county, and then by a nation, and then by a world of humans. And the way that pressure comes out can be destructive, obviously. Oh, it's only destructive, isn't it? This movie, there's no...
This is a bleak
Yeah, there's
movie.
no constructive, how can we cope in a way that makes everybody try to find a better tomorrow. There's none of that.
No, nothing. Even towards the end of the movie, right near the end, when they were playing this hopeful music and showing you these images, and I was like, oh, this is interesting because the rest of the film didn't really match up. And then it's like, oh no, we're just watching a video on a cell phone, a YouTube video. You're looking at a video on a cell phone.
Yeah.
It's not actually hopeful. It's the bleakest fucking horrible dystopian shit.
Maybe we watched a different movie. I don't recall this.
I just thought the end of the movie was really bleak.
When you say the end, do you mean the actual, like, the second before the credits
No,
begin?
like the last 30 minutes.
You're talking about where everybody is.
Yeah.
Okay, I agree.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's bleak, though, because it's kind of like the people...
There's no hope, really.
Some people get what they deserve.
When we come out the other side of this movie, why are we better for it? We're not.
I get you.
Yeah, it's just... We didn't really learn, I don't think, and we didn't... No, we didn't. We didn't learn from anything, did we? As a human race.
It doesn't appear to have been that way. I mean, individually, maybe, some of us, but...
Yeah. But this movie, the characters in this movie don't appear to...
It's like it cracked open the Pandora box of stupid human potential.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's like, you've always thought it. You've always thought, oh, I wonder if things go a little bit off kilter and, like, it's not quite right. Will people
how terrible can we possibly be?
And then you were like, oh, hold on. People did start to do that. And it only takes, like, a small misbalance of something for everybody to go fucked up.
That is exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Like, everybody loves to pretend they're in some kind of, like, massive control, and they, at the same time, want to claim that they want complete and utter freedom. But when you take away that, the big overriding structure, the skeleton that everyone's living by, you know, all the rules are in place and the little expectations of, like, you know, you get in your car and you go to work and you schlub around, and then all of a sudden it gets, but then they bitch about, I want freedom, and then that breaks down, and then it's like, no, I want my system back.
Right.
I need to invent a new system so I can be, entangled with something that runs my life. I can't handle the chaos. So it is very well constructed in my...
What I found interesting about this movie, reading after the fact about Ari Aster, he wrote this for his first movie. He wrote it years and years and years ago as a modern day Western in a small town.
I totally got that.
Right.
When the sheriff goes out in the street and the mayor is there, the Mandalorian is standing there, and they're kind of facing down. It's hot. The sun's blaring down from up above, and all he does is walk across to talk to him. But I instantly got, oh.
That was his...
Yes, I got that.
His idea was to have a sheriff and a police chief at odds with each other,
Mm.
and it makes the town like erupt into violence or whatever. That was the idea of the original movie. But then the pandemic happened, and he looked at the script, which he hadn't made yet. He'd made his other movie, and said, what if I inserted the pandemic into that?
Okay.
Because the pandemic was about as fucked as you can get for little towns and stuff. So, and you know what? You might think, adding the pandemic to that simple story of like two people at odds with each other would make it worse. But no, it doesn't. It adds so many different things to it.
Yep.
There are so many things in this movie where you're like, that is mental, but that's actually happened.
Yes.
In real life, not so long ago. And I'm talking craziness. Yes. I don't even want to spoil the last 30 minutes of this movie, but the last 30 minutes of this movie are the most unpredictable. It's crazy. Like, one thing happens and you go, wow, that's crazy. Didn't expect that. And then something even worse happens, and then worse and worse, and it just multiplies on top of each other. And if you like action, it's got action. If you like, what else? Humor? There's quite a bit of humor.
It's got humor. It's got drama. Yeah.
It's got straight from the headlines stuff, like I said, which is confronting for some people, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
I like that it's realistic, where people are watching YouTube videos on the phone to learn how to do things, and how people do stuff these days. It's an interesting. Would everybody like this?
Ooh, that's an interesting comment, because we're watching YouTube videos to learn how to do things.
Yes.
Mixed in with YouTube videos of people telling us how to think and what to believe and what the world is. And so if you've watched 10 videos of someone spewing bullshit, made up shit at you, and then their interpretation of it, and then you watch a video about how to cook a spaghetti bolognese, and then one how to fix your toilet, and then you watch another one about conspiracies, that all of a sudden you're like, well, these people all seem to make sense, right? It all blurs together.
In the soap opera we watch, EastEnders, at the moment, there is about like how people can be influenced so easily.
Very easily.
Into something completely off the rails and unhinged.
It makes me understand about when someone has like a god complex, or a king complex, or an emperor complex, or let's say Darth Vader complex, right? Anakin wasn't a bad person when he started out. And then he couldn't cope with his emotional destruction of his life. Then he wanted to control everybody. And if he could control the galaxy, right? Whatever means necessary, then he was saving everyone. Like, he was making it better by controlling everyone and putting down, obviously, very deadly rules and regulations and enforcement. And I think that's what happens when you start to introduce ideas to people about different. Okay, we used to have a boys' bathroom and a girls' bathroom, and now we want a gender-neutral bathroom. There are people who freak the fuck out, right? Because it's not, they don't believe in that. They don't like it. And so in order to control that, because it's attacking them, they then need to control and become part of the school board and be part of the town commissioners and the county commissioners, and then become some kind of state senator, because then they want to make the rules to take that away from people, because they want to run the fucking world. And so if you introduce an idea to ruin that, I understand, because in EastEnders, it's a bad idea that's being introduced to what seems to be a decent guy.
Right.
About women and stuff. It's a real thing happening now. Is that you're going along in life, and then someone introduces this idea, and then they give you these pseudo facts and interpretation of it.
And then maybe it just flips a switch in you, and you're completely on board with it.
Yeah. And I think that's how it really, really works. I give my parents endless credit for being difficult, stubborn, very painfully independent people. If you wanted someone to wave the flag that says don't tread on me, that'd be my parents, right?
Right.
Then again, my mom was the most open-minded person, if we use that as a reasonable term. You know what I mean? As in, you do your thing, baby. You live your life, babe, and you just don't hurt people. And I can love and accept. I want to understand and I want to get through it. My dad was more like, just don't do it right in front of me.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit what you do, but don't you ruin my life and don't you make me look at it, whatever it is. So he was more that direction. But they also didn't want someone telling them what to do. So this movie highlights people who seem to be open to, like they're an empty bucket and they'll just let any old shit fill them up. And that is scary and real.
Also, one of the things I noticed in this movie was people taking advantage of a situation to do things that they ordinarily couldn't do.
Yeah, what's an example
without spoiling? It's hard, but
I know what you're saying.
What Joaquin Phoenix's character goes and does that night.
Absolutely. I get you.
Yeah, it's like there's a cover of everything's gone to shit and everybody's looking over there, so we'll do this over here.
Yeah.
And this movie also seems to have a little bit of everything that will irk somebody. Starting off with the Native Americans pulling up next to the sheriff of Eddington and telling him that they're in control and to put his mask on.
Yeah, that's what starts it all.
Yeah.
Is everyone telling the sheriff to put his mask on when he goes in the grocery store.
He's got asthma, and he says he finds it hard to breathe without the mask.
Right.
And he also doesn't believe COVID's a thing, right?
He doesn't appear to, no. That seems to be part of his MO, yeah.
So you've got all these topics which we're talking about inserted into this like powder keg. And it literally does explode.
Oh, yeah, it does, actually.
But yeah, I can imagine there's a lot of people who would watch this and they would hate it. But is it taking a side? Or is it just showing you what can happen?
It's a good question.
It's hard to say if it's taking a side.
Yeah, it's a good question. I feel like...
Because nobody's good or most people are bad.
Yeah, I don't know about bad. Confused, yes.
And they also do something bad along the way.
True, almost everybody.
Maybe not the sheriff's guy.
Mandalorian doesn't seem to have actually. We don't know for sure, do we? So there's a question mark there.
Maybe he had sex with his wife with them.
Well, or not. We don't know.
Yeah.
So we're even going after the notion that people who are, so we've established that there's one woman in the movie who clearly has been a victim of some sort of sexual assault or sexual aggression, rape.
Something, because
we don't know. It's never fully defined at all. She's a grown woman now. It would have happened 15 to 20 years prior, right? We don't know. So then because the husband, because of what he's been told, he kind of tells the world she's a victim of rape by this terrible guy and then abandoned. And so when we meet her, she's like this, she's kind of broken. She doesn't want to have intimacy with him. She clearly closes herself in her house and does her artwork on her own. You know what I mean? She's got her mom who's the conspiracy theorist.
Yep.
So she seems a bit broken and anxious and sad, all of that. And so you kind of compile all that and think, well, she's been traumatized, right? Something very wrong. Very wrong. Then once he tells the world and he's using it as his own weapon against another person.
Right.
Then she comes back and says, it's not the truth.
Yeah,
like,
she does.
You can't say that because that's not the truth. That's not really the reality. And then you're like, oh, are we attacking now people who are saying / claiming to be victims? And then later, if you try to pull the evidence up, they back off. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It felt a bit like that felt really itchy to me. Like,
yeah,
you're really going for a subset there who,
and that's
dangerous
out of 1,000 things in this movie that is a bit itchy.
Yeah, true. Lots of scratching going on.
Almost everything that comes up, you'll be like, oh, this is
true.
Somebody's going to be, as they say, triggered by this.
Absolutely.
It's I would say a challenging movie. If you are that way, you might be like, oh, I'm angry at this movie because it's making me look stupid. If you are one of these people.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, you could be any number of sorts of people in this movie.
Absolutely.
Not everybody's the same in this movie. Some people jump on a bandwagon just because something's happening. I see that on YouTube videos. in real life. You know
absolutely.
you know these videos I watch from the Great Britain with the protests and stuff?
Yep.
There's professional protesters who just go there because, well, what else am I doing? What else am I going to do?
And then there are people who genuinely have a cause that they firmly believe in, and they have a history of, it's a very, again, it's itchy. It's a dangerous little tightrope to walk.
So, yeah, I really loved it. Let's get on to the cast. I didn't want to spoil this movie because I think people should see it.
Sure.
Joaquin Phoenix plays Joe Cross, the sheriff of Eddington. What do you think?
I mean, there are moments, I think always with Joaquin, and we're close friends, I call him by his first name, where he's brilliant. As British people would say. I believe
he is brilliant.
Brilliant. That's the British way of saying it. That sometimes it's quiet and he's just processing something that's just happened and the camera is just straight on his face. And there's the littlest, and now it's my interpretation, right? What's going through this character's mind. But he telegraphs it to me exactly right.
I think you're talking about the Katy Perry moment.
Oh, yes. That's one of them. But absolutely, yes. Like,
and that's being very vague.
Yeah.
You won't understand what that is until you see it. But yeah, his face when he was walking, I'm like, oh, I can see it all coming out. All of it's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was, talk about trigger. See, he had his moment.
Yeah. We got Pedro Pascal as Ted Garcia. He's the guy who's running to be the mayor.
No, he is the mayor.
He is the mayor, sorry. Yeah. They're on a new campaign, though, aren't they, to be mayor again? Or, yeah. What do you think of Pedro?
I think he did really well because he's, other than what we've been told.
Yeah, you're not sure.
No, and he doesn't show anything. Well, we can see he's an asshole.
Yes.
Because what he's showing the cameras where he's putting on his mask and he's running for mayor and he's trying to say all the right things. He also says
when he's just been on a Zoom call, shut that bitch up.
Yeah, about like a committee member who wants to draw attention to something, The whole idea for this town is that this big, huge corporation wants to bring a data center right outside of town. They've commandeered a bunch of land. And of course, the native people around, the native nation who's right next door. And then the townspeople are worried about the water, the power, because they're putting a bunch of solar and windmills that the town doesn't want. And so it's this big, that's the discussion that this mayor guy, the Mandalorian's having. And he's trying to say polite and be like Mr. Diplomatic. And as soon as he puts his thing on mute, he's real hateful and terrible. Also, when he doesn't wear his mask behind the scenes, then that all was so fucked up. And I can attest to physically seeing people who were mad at other people for not wearing masks.
This movie addresses that.
Yeah, but the person who's mad at you for not wearing a mask had their mask hanging down below their mouth. And I don't mean like because they're taking a drink. I mean, they're walking around with the mask around their fucking chin.
It's a statement.
He went in the grocery store. This is one of my favorite moments of the movie that Ari Aster must have experienced. I would wear my mask in the grocery store. I didn't mind having a mask on. Didn't bother me one bit. I'm not everybody. I'm me. Never bothered me. And so I would wear my mask and go to the grocery store. And I got dirty looks from people without masks. Right? And I got dirty looks from people with masks. Because I wasn't wearing, I guess, the right kind of mask. I don't know. Or if I was going into work at my job, everyone was sent home. So we were the only ones going in or out. So if I was walking past someone who was wearing a mask in a building that's supposed to have like 3,000 people that had about 3 people in it, and we're 50 feet apart because they're going in one spinning door, like whatever it's called over there. And I'm in this other spinning door and I'm going in. I worked in a data center, strangely enough. By myself on a Sunday, no one else is literally physically there. And I got dirty looks from that person who I fucking knew would have been upstairs in that building alone all day wearing a mask.
Right.
But I didn't have my mask on because I'm like, well, I'm seeing 0 people today within a 50-foot radius of my body. Literally nothing, no one except for you. And then you'd get a dirty look and you're just like, wow, he captured that. Because when Joaquin Phoenix goes in the grocery store,
without his mask,
he gets stared at and looked down on, and people just freeze and look at you like they want to club you to death. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Emma Stone plays Louise Cross. She's Joaquin Phoenix's wife. What do you think? I think it was very natural or something.
Yes, it felt like it was sad, her demeanor and, herself, but she did a fantastic job.
And her mother, played by Deirdre O'Connell.
Who I hated her, and so she did a perfect job.
Yes. Yeah, you just...
my God, I hated her. She wouldn't shut up, and I don't usually have that problem.
No.
I'm a talker, so I don't mean stop talking. When everyone else is talking, she mumbles over everyone constantly.
Yeah, that was her vibe, wasn't it? The mumbling.
Yes, and it was very irritating.
And Austin Butler, who played Elvis, plays Vernon Jefferson Peake. A very dangerous character.
Very dangerous, yep.
Yeah, he's the character who can...
You know who he reminded me of?
Who?
Russell Brand.
Yeah.
Because you know what in the beginning of the movie, he's the guru who's trying to tell everybody, like really leaning into the victim mentality thing and how nothing is a coincidence and we've all been constructed from evil and darkness and we have to make our own religion and our own everything. And then in the end, what was he preaching? Jesus Christ.
Yep.
He found another way to lean.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's
But
that.
he did a good job because he creeped me out.
Ari Aster, Midsommar, Hereditary, Beau is Afraid, and now Eddington. Pretty good library of movies.
Absolutely.
And he's been working with A24 since the beginning. I think he's a good fit for them.
I agree.
I also enjoy that you're not quite sure what he's going to do next. While they do follow a kind of anxiety-ridden theme.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can kind of just feel like you don't really know what he's doing now. Because you watch it and you're like, whoa, I got to unpack. I got to unpack everything.
It's the kind of movie, I think, there are kind of movies like one we watched yesterday where you might not even think about it again.
Yes.
So you didn't even remember what we watched.
Final Destination.
Yeah, but you might not even think about that again, right?
No, correct.
There'll be some time during this week where I think of something out of this movie and go, oh, yeah, remember that? That was cool. Or that was awkward. Or, there's a lot in this. A lot to think about, a lot to unpack. IMDb reviews, what are those?
Those are reviews you find on the IMDb little website where you can go and find where people have written 1-star reviews. What might say things like, too woke. It's too woke. It's too woke.
It's definitely going to say
it's a waste of my time. Worst movie ever made. The good reviews are all lies. These are all some new classic reviews that we'll find there.
Get 6.8 out of 10 overall from the audiences. First guy says, this is a film without a purpose. I was very intrigued by the concept. A modern Western under the backdrop of COVID and the BLM movement, showcasing the extremes of our political divisiveness and loss of community through fear and uncertainty. But this film is 40 minutes of build-up with no payoff at the end, and more plot holes than there are craters in the moon. It's 2.5 hours of rage bait.
I want you to point out, I want this person, we need to track them down. I can do that. I'm good at the online detective work. And have them explain to me, what are the plot holes?
Yeah, exactly.
Because part of the idea of what the story he's telling is that chaos, right? Confusion and chaos and things that don't make any fucking sense are good weapons to use against people. It is the way of the world. It's how our minds work. It's how society works. And so to me, every single thing that, even if I was like, whoa, 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 holy shit, where did that come from? It still made sense.
And when you say it doesn't have it's a build-up to nothing. It's not a build-up to nothing.
Oh, I disagree with that completely.
Second guy says, weird nonsense. Every time I see the A24 logo, I am ready to see something weird, but usually not in a good way, and Eddington is no exception. What could have been semi-decent turns into a stress-inducing movie that is about current affairs. We also get to see Antifa flying in private jets, which is not true.
Oh, so that person knows.
Right. Maybe he's the main guy.
I feel like Gary Aster's question was, so what if?
Yeah.
What if? Let's just go there. If Antifa is real and it's funded by the richest people on the planet, what if?
Yeah.
Right? And then you go from there. If that is a reality in his universe, then you have to go with the possibilities. And I feel like that's what he was doing.
And the third guy says, I tried to watch Eddington, but at the 1 hour mark, I started looking at my watch instead and realized there was still another hour and a half to go. It's such a slow burn build up, and it is so boringly written. All the characters are shallow and tropey beyond comprehension. Sorry, I gave up. I couldn't be bothered to put in the effort for the last 1.5 hours. Well, you know what? You missed some good stuff in the
Also, then, you know what that means? You don't get to write a review.
No. No.
I mean, I hate to be that person, but seriously.
But guess what? Everybody can have a review.
That's true.
Even if they haven't watched it at all. If they saw the motion picture trailer for Eddington, they'd review it.
Yeah, if I marked it as watched on my IMDb list, I could go write a review. And that's where all the fake reviews come from. Duh.
Yeah. Well, duh. All right, so we didn't see any extras, but we can give this movie a score. I'm giving Eddington an 8 out of 10. 8 controversial out of 10. 8 controversies.
I hadn't given it a number yet, but you know, I'm with you. I'm going to give it 8.5.
I think it's high quality. I think it will madden people. And I think that's its point also.
It's
I don't think it's rage bait, but I think
agree.
he wanted to cover all of the things that happened. Like everything that everybody thought of or did during that period is in this movie.
Yeah, including a dumpster fire.
Yeah, exactly. A literal dumpster fire.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, very good movie. Thank you to Ari Aster, personally. I was going to say thank you to A24 as well. Well, I'll thank Ari Aster instead. Next week, we're looking at the movie Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning. Will that be a movie that you'll remember 2 days later, or will that
I won't even remember this, what we're watching before we watch it.
You don't even remember the title now, do you?
Mission Impossible Resurrection?
The Final Reckoning. You know I'm a big...
The Final Resurrection.
I'm a big fan of Tom Cruise.
You are.
Any action movie with Tom Cruise, I'm just into it. He really brings everything into those movies.
True.
So yeah, Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning next week. Movie recommendations. I'm going off this movie. Emma Stone in Kinds of Kindness. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Brilliant. And Joaquin Phoenix in Don't Worry, You Won't Get Far on Foot.
Oh, yeah. That's another one I was thinking of earlier when we were talking about.
I went down his list and I was like, which ones did I really enjoy with him? And that was one of them.
And the other one. We'll throw a bonus one in there. It's Like You Were Never Here.
Yes, that one. Yeah.
And mine are going back to the history of all the movies ever. And horror genre, as these are all tagged, at least, on my list of movies I've seen, not in ranking of quality of any kind. It's just that I've seen them. They've been floating in my brain. Of course, I will have forgotten half of them, as my husband will attest to, but I know I've seen them. And I'm up to 2004 with Dawn of the Dead remake, which we both loved very much.
Zack Snyder, awesome.
It was really good. Dead and Breakfast, also really good.
Yeah, I vaguely remember it.
Yeah, but it was good.
Yeah.
Hellboy, which I loved with my man, the Beast,
I do like
from
the
Beauty
original.
and the Beast. My Ron Perlman was that was the original one, right? 2004.
Yeah, Hopper was the new one.
Yeah, and I love the original one. I just like the interesting characters. It's like how I loved League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, which I don't think ever got enough attention because I just really liked.
That is a good movie.
Yeah, I love the premise of it. Of course, Nazis and zombies and whatever, but still, it was good. Night Watch, which we watched.
Clive Barker.
Yeah, and we hadn't really heard about it, right? Wasn't it the one with Day Watch as well? It's...
Oh, I see which one you're talking about.
Yeah,
the one with the cool subtitles.
I believe it's Russian.
Yeah, it had like animated subtitles.
Yes, and then it has its companion movie, Day Watch.
Yeah, yes, it's a Russian movie.
It's really good. And, well, subjective. And then we have another zombie movie called Shaun of the Dead.
Brilliant. On the subject of Night Watch, I think it was from the director of, you remember the movie Wanted with Angelina Jolie, where you could fire the bullets around the corners?
Oh, yeah?
I think it was from that guy. Yeah. Just unrelated. All right, A Scully stuff. I've just been playing some more Fortnite Festival on my new guitar.
Nice.
It's really fun. Play it. It's free.
Play it.
Yeah, you can play Fortnite Festival for free. You can just, if you like Guitar Hero, but clearly you'll need a guitar. Maybe you'll play it on a controller for a few days and then realize, why am I playing it on a controller? But then now you can get guitars for the PC, or you can get guitar for your PlayStation or your Xbox and play it that way. But Fortnite Festival is what I've been playing. Sid Talk, what's for dinner?
I haven't decided yet. So what do you want?
Is it Subway?
I mean, it can be because I'm going to the store. Now, these days I only go out for very rare occasions because I hate it
This
so
film
much.
has made it even,
Really
more
makes
clear why you don't go out.
I just find it to be a pain in the ass, to be honest. But yeah, I can do Subway. Or if I go to the store, I might get other things to make a good sandwich. So there you go. We're vegetarian. That's why I would tell you what we eat, because a lot of people think when you're vegetarian, you're just sitting around nibbling on lettuce and carrots and tofu.
I mean,
although we love those things.
I mean, I ate a banana and some cheese.
Yeah, we're not vegan.
I literally ate a raw banana and a piece of cheese at the same time.
Yeah.
So that's what I nibble on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people will be like, what the fuck are you eating
just fine. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Then my advice, is that what you're asking me about?
Yes.
Okay. My advice. I've got to go over here to my spreadsheet. It's okay to be the person, to not be the person that other people have sculpted you to be in their mind. You know why? Because they're not artists. They don't know anything more about life than you do, and them sculpting a version of you that you're supposed to be is stupid, right? It's stupid when you think about it. They're consumers of the world. They're consumers of you. They want to consume how you are, how you look, how you talk, what you say, what you believe, what you think. They want to consume it and then reject it back into your face to keep molding and chipping away at you so that you're what they want, right? And in the process, it's like they're trying to figure out who they are. Guess what? I don't give a shit. You don't get to decide who I am because of the path you're on to figure out who you are. So that's it. That's it for today. It's advice that's not advice.
All right.
As always.
Thank you very much, Sid Talk.
Aye.
Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky, Threads. Those are the social networks you can find us on. I'm A Scully, she's Sid Talk. ascully.com, Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, and YouTube are the places you can listen to the podcast. Email feedback to me, ascully@ascully.com. Don't email Sid Talk. He never wants to hear from any of you. And stay classy, Mr. Ari Aster, one of my favorite directors.
Always, yes. And I'm going to say, think for yourself, because if you're not doing it, someone's definitely doing it for you.